And welcome everyone to game number 2 between HellRaisers and Kinguin. This is of course the Perfect World Masters EU Qualifiers Grand Final. It's only a best of 3, so if HellRaisers win this game, they are the champions. If Kinguin can at least take this game, it's going to force it to a game 3. That is what I hope for. And looking at Kinguin's performance today so far, having 2 great performances versus Mouse Sports and showing glimmers of hope during game number 1, I hope to see that side of Kinguin come in during game number 2 versus HellRaisers. The bans coming out right now: Nyx Assassin and the Lich being banned out by HellRaisers, followed up by Ancient Apparition and Nature's Prophet. This, of course, left the Necrophos in the pool for Nisha, and Kinguin just snapped that up straight away. Lycan being picked up as well as Night Stalker. So HellRaisers, I mean, having both of those heroes, Kinguin have to be careful during nighttime. The Howl, the Night Stalker roaming around, the amount of damage that HellRaisers can actually do, especially early on with those 2 heroes, is ridiculous. Lycan, of course, building up into a good pushing hero, good right-clicking hero, will be able to chase down anyone that anyone from Kinguin that manages to get away from a fight, or can get away from one himself. And Kinguin pick up the Batrider to try and counter that vision game from HellRaisers, to be able to scout that out, to be able to lasso the Lycan when he's in his shapeshift form, to be able to pull the Night Stalker out, pull the Lycan out, try and get a good engage with the Necro, get that Reaper Scythe down, and just try and burst someone out of the fight as quickly as possible. The next band, or the next bands coming through here from HellRaisers were, of course, the Bloodseeker and the CK being a big ban up against Kinguin the entire day so far. And Kinguin decide, well, they're going to take out the Veno, which made it completely through the first phase, or unpicked or unbanned, and they're going to take out the big hero from HellRaisers in game number 1. That was Sexy Bambo on that Enigma. It was just, his positioning was just insane, getting 4-man black holes, getting 5-man black holes, just positioning himself right every single time. And some guys were saying, during the next intermission, they want to hear some Pokemon music. Oh, I love it. Twitch chat, you guys are awesome. HellRaisers picking up the Silencer. I do like this, stopping any kind of engage from the Batrider. If the Batrider blinks in, you just hover your finger over that R, you get that global silence off. And even if Batrider manages to get the lasso off, it still stops any kind of shenanigans like a straight Reaper Scythe on top of that, or any kind of follow-up to try and split up the heroes. I mean, if Batrider blinks in, gets the lasso and force stops him plus a hero back. With the likes of a Clockwork, if Clockwork can position himself between the Batrider and the opposing team, he can push them away, he can split it up, make sure that they get the kill with the Batrider every time. But with a Silencer, that's not going to be as easy as it should sound. So do they decide to pick off the Silencer with the Batrider, but then you leave the Lycan and the Night Stalker in play? Do you pick off the Lycan, and the Silencer is going to just global silence? So it's going to be very difficult to see how Kinguin can actually fight around that Silencer itself. But next pick coming up here for HellRaisers. Still got a bit of time here, so big shout out to Beyond the Summit for, of course, letting me cast. And you guys on Twitch have actually been amazing today. Sure, there's a few trolls there, but as soon as I jumped onto chat, you guys, we had a lot of fun, a lot of banter back and forth, and a lot of good constructive discussions going through there. So thanks so much, guys. And no, I'm not going to say Lord Voldemort. Kappa 123, come on, guys. Ember Spirit being picked up now by HellRaisers. Guys, this is of course the last game, I think, for the perfect, or the last qualifier match for all regions, if I'm not mistaken, for the Perfect World Masters. I might be mistaken on that one, but because the NA region during the course of this week, South American finals are also cast. This past week was amazing to cast all those different regions, and now moving into the grand finals of the E region, it's been an amazing treat. And it's interesting to see how different areas have got their own kind of meta. The American scene is more push focus centric in regard to that, sort of like Kinguin were versus mouse sports. But a lot of the EU scene that I've seen have, favored more not just team fight, but having multiple different objectives with your team. Being able to, like with the clockwork as well as the Enigma, set up for the Life Stealer and the Storm Spirit, having multiple different setups for a single kind of goal. And I'm really enjoying casting these and, watching these unfold to see how they actually interact with each other. And HellRaisers have been on point with that. So let's see if Team Kinguin can actually come back from this. And I do believe they can. I want this to go to 3 games. So as a caster, I can be a little bit biased in game number 2, hoping that they can win this. Monkey King being picked up from Kinguin during their last pick in the second phase. And then Disruptor being banned out by HellRaisers. Darkshire being banned out by Kinguin. I mean, that Darkshire is quite an interesting one. Of course, HellRaisers still have to pick up their offlaner, so to speak. Maybe they might be running dual offlane with Nightstalker +1, Silencer Lycan in the safe lane, Nightstalker roaming between off, mid, and safe. But Kinguin pick up the line, so keep in mind, Batrider lassos anyone, Lion Finger of Death, Necro Reaper Scythe. The problem is, if Global Silence comes into play there, your line will be picked off instantly. Monkey King can't really do that much if he doesn't, get a good start, if he doesn't get his Wukong's command off at the right time. So if Kinguin can lock down the Silencer or burst the Silencer without having to, use a lot of the ultis like the Lion Finger of Death, the Batrider, Lasso, the Necro, Reaper Scythe, if they can keep the Silencer away during that, Team Kinguin has got a lot of potential in regards with their draft right now. Last pickup, Magnus here for HellRaisers, getting that AoE control down. The Magnus as well as the Ember Spirit, we've seen this time and time again, having that Magnus to be able to empower the Ember Spirit during team fights, during pushes, getting that empower down onto the Lycan as well. HellRaisers, they'll be able to clear out waves very fast. They'll be able to clear out heroes just as fast. Let's see how both of these two teams actually execute themselves, and have a look once again at that 10-minute mark. Who can get the experience? That's why normally if you're like 2k down or 3k down in gold at that 10-minute mark, but if you're up with, let's say, 2 or 3k experience, you should be able to reduce that to a 0 net worth deficit and start gaining in regards with gaining gold, gaining the kill advantage. You will have your levels up, you'll have your level 10 and your skill or your talent up before the side of HellRaisers. So if Kinguin can do that and just make sure they focus on the experience game here for the first 10 minutes, it's going to put HellRaisers on the back foot considering the lineup that they have here. And Kinguin can start pressuring up HellRaisers. They can start moving it forward, and it's going to be interesting to see. I do, however, like how HellRaisers draft more. I'm just being very positive for Kinguin because I want a game 3. So guys, game 3 is underway. Nope, game 3 is not underway. There's a pause. And during this pause, it means I can take a quick sip of water. Ah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so guys, this is a best of 3, of course, not a best of 5 grand finals, only a best of 3 grand finals. So let's see what Kinguin can do to force this to, or to actually bring this back and bring it into a game 3. Quickly get my mouse sorted and the positioning, otherwise I just want to make sure my camera work is better this game. One of the biggest things you guys said, focus on camera work. Nah, I'll try and do so, guys. I'll try and do so. Patos on the off lane with the Batrider. Middle lane will be handled by Nisha here on the Monkey King. I thought this, to be honest, I actually thought this was going to be a mid Necro. Nisha has been playing Necro quite a bit. Haven't seen Exotic Deer on the Necro that often, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Monkey King does here on the middle lane up versus the Ember Spirit. I think Monkey is a better pick here versus the Ember. Of course, Ember will be able to get this Flame Guard off, as well as the Searing Chains. Will be able to try and harass out the Monkey King. The big thing is, Monkey, if he gets his Jingo Mastery stacks off every time that Ember Spirit comes in close, just keep those Jingo Mastery stacks increasing. Keep them at that 2 or 3 hits, and then if Ember Spirit comes in any closer, you'll be able to get the 3rd, 4th hit. As soon as you hit that 4th, you get extra damage, bonus lifesteal. So I do like this pick, or this, positioning coming through from Kinguin. And Kinguin going in, just harassing out the Ember Spirit, draining his mana up. I like this. Playing very aggressively up here for the Clockwork. He, of course, does have boots, just trying to harass out as much as possible. Full poor man shield up to try and deal with the Monkey King's harassment. And it seems like it's going to be a dual lane here, but Magnus might be in a bit of trouble here himself. He gets pushed back, and a stun coming through as well. Magnus, has he skilled anything yet? He does not. Well, he hasn't skilled anything, but he can skewer if need be. I think he should actually still make it away. Yeah, there you go. Gets a skewer off, makes it out, and good harassment coming through here for the side of Kinguin, though. And double stun coming through from the Lion. I mean, getting a mini Ravage off there, basically. Onto the Nightstalker. Nightstalker being forced to use up his salve as well. So, this is more like the side of Kinguin that we saw when they played up against Mousesports, playing very aggressively from the get-go. It's going to be quite interesting to see where the first blood might be coming from here between both of these two teams. Have to keep an eye out on those health bars. The stun coming in onto the Nightstalker. Nightstalker, one more hit needed. Boom! There you go. Nisha drawing first blood. Very well played from him. Kaiser trying to go for that counter kill onto the Lion, but that stun coming on the Lion just in time kept him alive. Meanwhile, bottom lane, 33 might be in a lot of trouble right now. They do manage to get the slow. One more hit needed up onto the Lycan, but it is, yeah, there you go. They don't manage to get the kill. However, they do trade one of their own. That's going to be the Batrider dropping very close, nearly getting 2 kills up on the bottom lane. Clockwork, of course, moving in towards this lane. And we do see a Lion also, yeah, he's just going to steal up the Bounty Rune. Eats a Tango up here or there, and this might be a kill up on the poor little Nightstalker. The Clockwork Cogs are there. There's the Howl just trying to give a little bit more HP up for the Nightstalker. Nightstalker's in a lot of trouble. 4 stacks up here in regards with his sticky napalm, but Batrider dropping yet again. So a 2 for 2, 1 for 1 trade-off in regards with the Nightstalker and the Batrider. Let's have a look here on the middle lane. How's it going? 13 and 5 versus 10 and 2. Oh, no, wait. Versus 7 and 1. Sorry. So, Monkey King doing quite well here in the middle lane. Up versus the Ember Spirit. We do see a Lion rotating through as well. Trying to just, well, he's just keeping, just making sure that Kaiser knows, listen, I'm here. I can do quite a bit of damage as well. And the Howl, though. The Howl getting that bonus HP, getting the bonus damage, just keeping the guys on the bottom lane alive every time that they were engaged upon by the Batrider as well as the Clockwork. But Clockwork moving all the way back to base, and we do see Lion. He wants to move in on the top lane. Will they? No, the lane's pushed out too much, so Lion won't be able to do too much here. Maybe they'll try and get this lane pushed out. And Lion is still hovering around here, hovering around the top lane. What level is the Necro on? Only on level 4, so 2 levels up in his Death Pulse. Might not be enough to actually get this kill. They might need one more person to actually roam in and wrap around here. But middle lane, we might see an engagement coming through here right now. The scan is used there by the Radiant, and we did see Clockwork wrapping around middle. Seems like they're just going to back off a little bit, make sure they get the bounty runes once again. And, well, Magnus, Sexy Bambo, gets hexed up, gets stunned up. Lion will get out of that one. And Clockwork as well. So, a lot of early aggression. 2 kills apiece at, 4 minutes in, so that's nearly a kill a minute. But it seems like both the teams have just put their, taken their foot off the gas just a little bit. Mid lane, Ember Spirit not having the greatest time in the world, hitting 17 on 1 versus the Monkey King, basically getting free from 35 and 12. In comparison, Lycan also getting free from, well, after the first couple of minutes, sitting 27 and 4 up versus Necro 23 and 4. And there's the Howl coming through. There is a Cogs pushing both of them back right now. Who are they going to turn and fight on? 33, he's actually playing very aggressive, so they do have 3 heroes here for the side of HR on the bottom lane. But they will back off. Keep in mind there is no... Oh, no. Now they want to go in onto Batrider. Batrider might be in a bit of trouble here. Will they be able to get the slow off and get the pulse or the damage, the nuke from Nightstalker is there. So yet another kill going in favor of HR on the bottom lane. That's 1-0-2 here for the Lycan. And Silencer having 6 stolen intel already, so that's going to help him. Batrider has to be careful. Dying 3 times on this bottom lane, losing 3 intel is going to make his life very difficult. Especially considering Firefly, 125 mana. You want to get 3, 4, 5 sticky napalm stacks off, and then you're going to run out of mana very fast. Sure, you have a soul ring, but if you die a couple more times, it's not going to be that easy. But Magnus, are they going to go on Magnus right now? There's the Clockwork going in. Who actually got that? It is, yeah, the Clockwork actually managed to get that one. And is there RP? Is there RP? Do they get the Clockwork? No, Clockwork actually gets out of that one alive. And, well, J4 gets counter killed. Nisha goes in further up onto the Magnus. Magnus only sitting on level 5. There's another stun coming through, and Magnus pays with his life. That's a double kill up here for Nisha. They want to go in for more. Milan might be in a lot of trouble right now. Is this going to be a triple kill? Nisha, he's hunting for it. They managed to get this. Will they? Who do they actually give this to? Nope. Exotic Deer finishing that off. But that's still 3 kills for the side of Kinguin. And sure, there's a level 6 up on the Ember Spirit, so no 4th kill coming through from them. But having a look at the fight recap, that's 1,000 gold going in favor of Kinguin, and it's a good start for them at around the 6-7 minute mark. Having a good early lead up here for Nisha on the Monkey King is key for Kinguin to actually try and gather that momentum, building up towards that Echo Saber as well. But bottom lane, are they going to decide to chase this? Yes, straight in onto the Batrider, but there's no stun. Using that stun to start things off to try and slow down the Batrider. Void was used and just an instant TP out. Clockwork still sitting on level 4 right now. Does not have hook shot. Cannot just jump in onto the Earth Spirit, onto the Ember Spirit. Even though Ember does have remnants to get out, it's still going to be very difficult. Well, it's going to be very difficult to get a kill here on the Ember. They have to try and focus the likes of the Silencer, focus the likes of the Lycan as soon as that 6 comes up with the Clockwork. But Magnus does have 6 up right now, building up towards something, and he just skewers himself away. So very elusive heroes coming through here from the side of HRs, especially as soon as they get a couple of levels up. And there's still a smoke movement here for Kinguin. Who do they... I mean, there's Lion's dropping, moving up and down, up and down. Not quite sure who he wants to go on. Lion is sitting on level 3 only right now. 8 minutes in, let's have a look at the net worth. Net worth leading 4,400 for the Monkey King. They do decide to go in onto the Batrider. Batrider is going to die now for the 4th time. And that's just going to give Silencer even more intel. They did manage to get a counter kill on the middle lane. The thing is though, every time Silencer is in range of a kill, it's just a little bit better for the side of HellRaisers. And this is going to be an engagement coming through. The RP being dodged. Oh, RP being juked up right now. Nisha, he's doing the exact same here with his Wukong's command. And Seems like they're just going to back off Ember Spirit, deny the tower, so restricting the amount of money that, you know, Kinguin can run away with. Getting that deny down helps out quite a lot. Sitting around the 1,200 net worth in their favor. Looking at the XP, it's going up and down constantly between the two teams. So very even. Like I said, you're looking for that like 1,000, 2,000 experience difference around the 10 minutes. If you can get that, it's a very good start, and you can start snowballing from that. However, considering it's completely even right now, I think this game is going to go on for quite a while. The big thing is they need their 6s up. Clockwork needs a 6 up. Batrider has a 6, but still working towards the Blink Dagger. Lion, sure, the 6 is amazing for the Lion, but he's a +5 Lion, so you can't ask too much from him. Silencer, halfway to his level 6 right now, between level 5 and level 6. As soon as the 6 comes up, you know, start looking for HellRaisers to start grouping up a little bit more. I'm quite surprised that the Night Stalker hasn't been roaming a lot more during nighttime. That's still in around 2 minutes, so let's see if that's going to be the next call for the side of HellRaisers. Considering Lycan, he's just farming up a storm, sitting on 4,400 net worth, 1,000 behind Nisha though. And I have to say, Nisha is playing very well currently with this Monkey King. Will have his full Echo Saber up in, well, the next couple of seconds. This might also just be a tier 1 tower dropping in towards the top lane. If the side of Kinguin decide to push this, they do have the Clockwork there to scout this out. They might want to try, well, the side of HellRaisers might want to try and just get a counter kill. Can they actually get the stun off onto the Ember Spirit? Ember Spirit does have a Remnant out if he needs to just get out of there. And the TP coming in top, trying to stop the push up on the top tier 1 tower. So lots happening, but nothing actually happening. However, Clockwork does not have 6, does not have a hook shot, but he is wrapping around. He does have his cogs as well as his batteries, so to try and push out the Magnus, taking quite a couple of tower shots there to the face. And Kaiser, what's he building into right now? He will have his, going straight for Boots of Travel, so not building up his Veil just yet. Necro is coming here for the Lycan. This will be only a level 1 Necro, but it's only 11 minutes in, still okay timing. And let's have a look at the rest of the heroes here. Necro has his full Veils up, building up towards that Radiance. If he can get a good timing on this Radiance, if he can get this at around that 18-minute mark after getting the full Veil up, it's going to be very powerful for the side of Kinguin, considering they have a Finger of Death, they have a Reaper Scythe, they have the Radiance, they have the burn coming in from the Batrider. So it's a good, you know, game to have that Radiance, to have that Veil up, and to have the likes of a Necro, if they can get, you know, rid of the Silencer, if they can take control of the Silencer at the start of the fight. Nothing much has happened over the past couple of minutes. Both two teams just poking each other, trying to find a gap. As you can see right now, Milan, he's flying into the trees, trying to find someone hiding over there. You know, they're trying to put pressure on all the lanes as much as possible and hope someone stays, or, you know, stays a little bit too long, overextends. And this might just be a tier 1 tower for tier 1 tower trade-off. There is nope, they're not going to defend this top one. They don't have a glyph, so. But level 6 is up on the line, so they do have a smoke. Level 6 is up on the Clockwork. Level 6 is up all around if they want to use this, if they want to go for this. And let's quickly check if all 6s are up right now for the side of HellRaisers. No 6 up yet on the Night Stalker, but XP, Kinguin actually leading around 2,500 in experience, 3,000 in gold. So Kinguin actually having a very good lead at the 13-minute mark. Putting a bit of pressure onto the tier 2 tower bottom. They're not defending the tier 2 top. They did use the glyph for this, so Let's have a look. There's a Clockwork hook shot. Actually misses through. They are trying to engage upon this. Will they get the kill up onto the courier? The Clockwork hook shot misses, as well as the cogs. The RP comes through, manages to catch onto 2 heroes, and now there comes a mini ravage from the line. The finger of death onto 1 hero, unfortunately, is not going to be enough. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Both the cores are down between Kinguin and HellRaisers. A good engage coming in from the side of HellRaisers. But they did not have enough to finish the job. The heal coming through from the Necro was just a little bit too much. They want to push in for more. They want to try and get anything more, but they should not overextend. A 1-for-1 trade-off. Both the cores dropping from that, and they managed to actually save their tier 2 tower. The Clockwork hook shot coming in and missing, as well as the cogs just not really doing that much. The RP was perfect from the side of HellRaisers. The jump in from the Ember Spirit as well, getting those remnants down, getting the Slider Fist as well as the Searing Chains. So very well played from HellRaisers. Kinguin just had a little bit more burst to actually be able to take that fight. And bottom, they might want to go in onto the Lycan yet again. There's a couple of heroes from the side of Kinguin busy wrapping around, but they will get scouted out here by the Lycan. Not by the Lycan, by the Night Stalker, and Night Stalker might be in a lot of trouble himself. 3 hits, 4 hits, there you go. Nisha getting a kill, and they'll back out from this. So keeping the pressure on HellRaisers right now. Batrider does have his Blink Dagger up. I think he might have had that in the previous fight as well. Not quite sure. I know he used his lasso then. And 70 more seconds for Lion's Finger of Death to come back off cooldown. And let's see, is there a smoke up here for the side of HellRaisers? Are they going to try and push in forward? 15 seconds for the RP. And Necro is still building up towards that Radiance. It's around 16 minutes in. He should have his Relic up around the 18-minute mark, probably pushing it around 20 for a fully completed Radiance. That's if they don't get a couple of kills. But I hear a Batrider lasso in. It was onto the Silencer. Silencer does have global silence if he needs to use it. However, he decides not to. There's a hook shot. They want to go in for more. The Magnus gets completely chain stunned right now. He does charge in forward, skewers in, but this might just be 2 heroes down for the side of HellRaisers. Do they have enough to actually get the kill to finish this? Nisha comes through, manages to get that. 2 heroes down for the side of HellRaisers. And middle lane. So considering I was saying they, it might be around only 20 minutes by the time the Relic comes up for the Necro. If they manage to get a couple of kills like that, that is going to boost that timing by a significant amount. And net worth and experience sitting around 5,000 here for the side of Kinguin. Just under 4,000 net worth for the side of Kinguin. And sure, Ember Spirit is doing very well. Currently sitting on 6,400 net worth with 6,666. That is quadruple sixes up for the Lycan. It's still quite a bit behind. Nisha up with 8,500, but we do see an engagement here. A burst here onto the Magnus. And Kinguin, they're flexing their muscles. They're showing themselves, what we saw versus Mouse, that this is actually what they're doing now. Constantly putting pressure on the side of HellRaisers, forcing them to make mistakes, forcing them to try and split up just to gain a little bit of experience back.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Batrider, he's currently hunting. He wants to go in onto the Night Stalker. He will scout the Night Stalker out. And there's the blink in forward, just missing Silencer narrowly, but he gets silenced up right now. There's the hook shot coming in, manages to catch out the Silencer. The Batrider is out. However, Clockwork is in this alone, so he has to be very careful. Are we going to see any kind of wraparound here from the line? Line does not have Finger of Death, so he will have to get back as well. No one else dropping just yet, so a lot of hype, a lot of engagements, but nothing much happening from that. No hook shot up for the Clockwork right now either. There's a Batrider lasso, and is this going to be a smoke wraparound? We haven't seen any smokes actually coming up from the side of HellRaisers, and it is going to be nighttime in 1 minute 30. That might be the call to action coming through from the side of HellRaisers. Meanwhile, Leica's just busy farming up right now. What is he? He's only going for that level 1 Necro book, building straight into a Diff Blade and then a BKB, funnily enough. I would have thought that he would have maxed out the Necros, tried to push out, get towers, get your gold back, because the side of Kinguin, they've taken 4 towers, or 1, 2, 3 towers. And those 3 towers, that's just under 3,000 gold. If you can take those towers back, if you can take middle tower back, bottom tower back, a tier 2 tower back, you'll be able to actually close the net worth deficit. So maybe needing to get that level 3 Necro book up as quickly as possible. But let's have a look here. Nisha does have his Wukong's command up, and everyone's just standing there. There's the blink in forward as well as the charge. Instant hex up on the Magnus. Let's see who they decide to go for. The Howl is there on the Lycan. He's on the chase right now, and just 2 hits. The poor little Lion. Lion did not have his finger of death, but there comes a double stun coming in from the Monkey King. He wants to turn around. Will he be able to actually get the kill onto the Lycan? No, it's actually going to be a hook shot in onto the Magnus. Magnus might be in a lot of trouble right now. Exotic Deer managing to get the kill on the Lycan. It's a 2-for-2 trade-off, but it's 2 cores versus a support and an offlaner. So favoring the side of Kinguin by quite a bit. Look at the goal change, a little bit in favor of HR though, funnily enough. But this might just be a tier 2 tower or a little bit of map control coming up for the side of Kinguin. Echo Saber up, Shadow Blade up for the Monkey King. Monkey King doing quite well, building up towards his Desolator Clockwork. Still going for that Lotus Orb right now. He already has a 4-staff up. Necro, he well, I said he'll have it by 20 minutes. There's a Radiance up in 20 minutes and a little bit of gold. Most likely, what's he going to be bought in for? Also Lotus. So, was an 18-minute Relic as well as a 20-minute Rads coming up here for the Necrophos. Let's have a look. This is a Smoke engage. They do have RP. They do have RP up on the Magnus. So let's see if they're gonna waste it on the Batrider. I'm saying waste it, but at this point, just getting a quick kill for the side of HellRaisers is worth it. And there you go. There's the jump in forward. There's the RP, and Batrider is not long for this world. Just gets right click down here by Sexy Bambo here on off lane on the Magnus, if I'm not mistaken. But the counter engages here from the Monkey King, turning around, going in onto the Night Stalker. He just does so much damage with the Jingu Mastery coming through here, and he just needs one more hit needed. Oh, Nisha getting blocked out here by these creeps. Well played, managing to escape there barely as the Night Stalker. And this might just be a tier 2 tower that's going to fall here in favor of Kinguin. HellRaisers, they're trying to pressure out a lot more, trying to pressure out the top lane, keep at least one of their lanes pushed in as much as possible. And that's going to be 6k in favor of Kinguin. Currently, I thought there was going to be a diffusal coming the way of the Lycan, just to try and kill up, to actually try and kill the Necro, but no diffusal, going straight in for a BKB at this point. And there's a blink in forward, global silence as well, straight in onto the Monkey King. Monkey King does get 4-staffed out. He might be in quite a bit of trouble. The stun comes through, unfortunately, is not going to be enough. The Night Stalker just gets burst down. There is, of course, still a Reaper Scythe up if they need to use it, but here comes the shift, shape shift. Here comes the shape shift. They want to go in onto the Lycan. The blink is forward here from the Batrider. He does not pop his lasso, and they still want to go in for more. Do they have enough damage with these wolves just to kill off the lion? So much damage being done. They are on a very low HP, so they have to be careful here for any kind of further jump in from the side of HellRaisers. They're still sticking around. Kinguin, they want to fight. They want to go in. There's another blink in forward as well as a skewer onto 2 heroes, as well as the Searing Chains. There's the Finger of Death. It's not going to be enough, though, to finish off the Lycan. Lycan is still alive, but there you go. The 4-staff in, and can he actually drop? There you go. Exotic Deer getting the final kill, and he's still standing there. He's man-moding this at this point, and he doesn't care. The Monkey King is busy coming in, trying to help out the Necro. Necro is still busy burning everyone away. There's the RP. I think second RP here of the fight. Can he actually heal himself in time? Necro is in a lot of trouble. He does drop eventually, and it seems like Monkey King, He's busy running in. He wants to actually go in, at least get a counter kill for himself. But a massive fight coming through here for HellRaisers, getting lots of kills. I mean, these fights, I think that was 2 RPs in total. It only shows 1 here. But like from the beginning of the fight, it felt that way. 4 shockwaves, those skewers, catching 2 heroes. Maybe that was just an initial skewer for, when the fight started. Catching the Monkey King to start off with, bringing him in, using the global silence, getting the kill there. After that, following up, it's 4 for 2 trade-off. 2,000 gold change in favor of HellRaisers, and a 3,000 experience difference between those, between that. Going once again in favor of HellRaisers. So, HellRaisers playing very well at defending their high ground. Maybe Kinguin needs to get rushed before they decide to try this again. And this might just be a BKB up on the Lycan as soon as he finishes this. Keep in mind, this is the power of the Magnus with the Empower onto the Lycan. Just look at the amount of damage that he does. Every time that there's an RP, the right clicks that he does, followed up by the Howl, is just insane amount of damage. Never mind the Ember Spirit, as well as the Empower on the Ember Spirit as well. It's a lot of damage that actually gets done on Kinguin, and Kinguin have to be careful when they push high ground like that. That is a Radiance up on the Ember Spirit as well. So he's going to be able to push out a little bit better, a little bit easier. Yeah, there you go. Jumps all the way back. And Clockwork. Still not having much, playing that support role, the support life. Well, Lion as well, sitting bottom of the net worth chart at this point with 3,700. And here's a smoke from HellRaisers. So, Kinguin have to be careful here not to overextend too much. And it seems like HellRaisers, they just putting down wards, making sure they have vision in the Rush Pit. And they're going to try and protect up the Lycan. They're going to try and use the Lycan as bait as much as possible. Hope that someone jumps in. Hope the Batrider's there so that Sexy Bambo can just blink in, secure the Batrider back off to the lasso, get a quick kill, in and out, play GTA Dota, Grand Theft Auto Dota. You hit and run, you get the kill, you back out. That's currently what HellRaisers want to do there on the middle lane, but not really working out for them, so they're moving back and just going to be farming up. 5k net worth was around 6k, dropped to 4k, up again to 5k in favor of Kinguin. Experience though, a bit more of a shift from 7.5 down to 5k. Was a little bit lower than that as well previously. But let's see, Kaiser pushing up top lane. He does have a Remnant back. I think he does. Doesn't he? Where's the Remnant? Not quite sure. Can't see it on the map. Where's the Remnant? I know there's one Remnant. Anyway. There's Remnant. Here's the smoke in from Kinguin. They're trying to scout out some kind of movement here from HellRaisers. But HellRaisers, they just back off. They read this completely. Back off all the way. And they're just trying to give as much space as possible here for this Ember Spirit. So that he can push out this top lane. Can try and put as much pressure as possible. There's the Remnant up right now. And Darkness being popped as well. Dagon Gaming. Oh, Rod of Atos. Sorry. Thought that was going to be a Dagon. Rod of Atos being built here by Necro. I just saw like 3 recipes, so I thought that was going to be like Dagons coming through. I do apologize. Lion has his Blink Dagger up now as well, so this will at least give him some kind of catch and engage, especially if the Batrider blinks in forward and they do go on him. Lion can blink in. After that, he can get a quick Hex off, he can get a good stun off. I have to say, this Lion's stuns have been actually on point this game. Getting 2-3 heroes off in his stuns the whole time, getting those mini impales, mini ravages up. But here we see an engagement here, straight in on. Are we going to see anything? They're dodging around here, dodging around the Wukong's command. The BKB is used. They're trying to get the kill onto the Lion, but it just seems like the side of Kinguin, they're just wrapping around and just completely splitting up the entire team of HellRaisers. They managed finally to get the kill onto the Lion, but it's going to be the Ember Spirit that actually drops from this as well, and that's going to be the Night Stalker. So it's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Not quite sure where the fight went. It was very messy for the side of HellRaisers. I didn't know where to focus because the Lycan was running around this area while the rest of his team was trying to fight in this area. That's where the Ember died. Up here, down here, a very messy fight up for HellRaisers. And Kinguin just playing extremely well. Forcing out the fights there. The Lion just managing to get away from that for such a long time and splitting up the entire fight. Because of that, the Lycan wasn't there constantly doing damage. He wasn't there. I'm not even sure if there was an RP. There was an RP popped. I didn't know where to look during that fight. But he wasn't there when there was an RP pop, so he couldn't do more damage. And this is going to be a first lane of racks for the side of Kinguin. Looking very good in regards with forcing this to a game 3. At 29 minutes in, 10k net worth lead, experience, also sitting around the 10k. So Kinguin looking very strong, moving straight in onto Rosh as well right now. And they do have a Deso, so of course this Deso will help taking down Rosh quite fast. And if HR is not going to contest this, this might be the, game-winning rush. Oh. They do manage to blow up the Lion there. But not quite sure if that's going to stop the side of Kinguin. Yep. Kinguin decided to back off right now. Not going in for Rosh. They do get scouted out. Rosh is on just over half HP. So, managing to get that quick pick here for the side of HellRaisers will help them in regards to stopping the push here on, well, not the push, but stopping the engagement on Rosh. They do drop down a Remnant as well here for Ember Spirit in case he needs to get back quickly. That's though on top of a Observer Ward, so yep, that gets scouted out, and the hook shot is there, straight in onto a creep. Not quite sure what happened there. A series of unfortunate events, it seems like. And with Lion TPing in towards the bottom lane, they have to be very careful. Well, he does have a blink dagger, so he can actually move in towards Rosh quite quickly. And this Lycan TP's all the way back, so if Kinguin notice this or they see something's up, they can move straight back in onto Rosh if they want to. Monkey King still hovering around here, but the RP is back off cooldown. The Shadow Blade is there as well. The Empower's up on the Lycan. Lycan does have Shapeshift, does have his BKB. This is go time for the side of HellRaisers.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But they decided to just back off a little bit, play it safe.
Radiant's top
Probably waiting for Kinguin to push in towards Rosh so that they can at least try and get some kind of counter kill or counter engage up there, get a good RP off. But at this point, it's just the Monkey King as well as the Necro in the Rosh, but the rest are just standing back, and this might just be a free Rosh that HellRaisers give Kinguin. They aren't trying to contest this any more than they are currently, or they aren't trying to actually do anything right now. The Darkness has been popped. A little bit prematurely, maybe. That's going to be the Aegis up for... Quite interesting that they give it... I mean, sure, if the Necro has the Aegis, Necro can be in the front line, can charge it up a lot more, does a lot more damage with the Radiance Burn, as well as getting the heal down for his team as well. Let's see, Earth Spirit might get scouted out right now. The burn is there. Yes, there you go. He gets scouted out. Oh, does he see him? There's the blink in forward and the stun straight in onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit just gets, well, finger of death up. And they might actually want to chase for more here. Was that a hook shot coming in? No, only the Cogs. Yeah, hook shot as well as Cogs in onto the Night Stalker. Night Stalker does drop from this. The Howl was there, but it wasn't in time. So very good game currently coming in from Kinguin. Actually playing this game extremely well, making sure that they kept the early pressure off. And around the 10-minute mark, it just started going the way of Kinguin as well as the experience. So very well played by them. And now they're pushing in for the second lane of racks. They, there's 2 heroes down. Let's have a quick look at buybacks here between the 2 teams. The side of HellRaisers, I mean, they only have 1 buyback left, and that is up on the Magnus. Magnus blinks in for it. He does go in and gets a secure in onto the Necro. However, Necro does have the Aegis, so not really the hero that you want to go in. He does have his RP if he wants to go, but blink forward from line, gets the Hex straight in onto the Silencer. Silencer still has his global silencer if they want to use it. There's the Monkey King. RP coming through onto 2 heroes, but Magnus just gets destroyed within the Wukong's command. Now they want to turn around and go in onto the Lycan. Lycan, though, the Reaper Scythe coming through. One more hit needed. Lycan is down. That's 2 heroes down. There's a buyback here for the Magnus if they want to use it, but GGs get called by HR. And Kinguin forcing this to a game 3. All on the back of Nisha's on the Monkey King. I mean, just played tremendously well. And everyone else, once again, the team with the Clockwork winning, getting that engaged, getting that split up between the team fights has just been working. So having a quick look here at the graphs at this point, not the player net worth, but the team net worth. 10 minutes in, it started going only one way, and that was the way of Kinguin. Experience going a little bit back up to HellRaisers. That was their hope that they could bring this up to around the 2,000, 3,000 mark to try and counteract the net worth. Unfortunately, it did not work, and very well played to the side of Kinguin. Having a look at the net worth, I mean, this Monkey King led the game for the majority of it until, there you go, probably where was the... I actually wanted to check when the items came up. Give me a second. Player items. Yeah, 18, just over 18 minutes the Relic, 20 minutes in the Radiant, and I think that sort of shows as well here in regards with the net worth coming through here from the Necro, just slowly but surely increasing, and you know, getting a couple of kills off there. Looking at the scoreboards as well, Necro sitting on 7-1-7, Nisha 12-2-9. Nisha playing out of his mind yet again. Guys, stay tuned. Game number 3. This is going to be one hell of a match, one hell of a cracker. Stay tuned. I'm Reddit. We'll be back soon, shortly, in a bit. Cheers.